That's the joke behind that.
I think one of the funniest pictures I've ever seen was him in the Porta John with Rob Fury.
That's the picture that started so much shit. That picture, somebody made that picture while I was asleep. I woke up to a long ass text message from Rob, which honestly, like, right now I'm just myself, fuck character. Outside of wrestling, I really have no problem with Rob. Like, as human beings, when it's not wrestling related, Rob and I speak. How you been? Blah, blah, blah. How's life? Like, we're cool like that. I've known the guy for many years. When it comes to wrestling, we don't see eye to eye, but whatever. So I wake up to this long-ass text about, like, I'm fucked up. Why is that picture up? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. So then I asked a group of friends of mine, like, yo, what picture is this guy talking about? So somebody sent it to me. I thought it was hilarious. So just because I got blamed for it, that's when I started plastering it everywhere. I started tagging everybody in there. I started sending it to everybody, like, oh, check this out. Oh. Just because I had nothing to do with it and got blamed for it. So I was like, fuck it, might as well have fun with it.
Okay.
No, but I did see another post. Like, somebody was like, oh, where's he been? You know, he was a good wrestler. What's he doing with himself now?
What do people live in a cave? Like, seriously?
And it was like, I think it was like a girl.
Some girl must live in a cave. That had to be a troll cage because I know what time you're talking about. I'm like, who the fuck doesn't know? Like, if you're such a fan of his, you would know what happened with him.
You saw that post too, though, saying like I used to date him in high school or something.
Oh yes, he commented on the pictures. On the video. One of the girls posted that on the YouTube videos. She talks about like she used to date him in high. Yeah, that's from YouTube. She used to date him in high school and like.
Wait, who was in high school? Him or her?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, like how. That's not. She might have
together.
She might have been in preschool.
Like autocorrect. No, yeah, it might have been autocorrect, and it was like junior high school.
I'm going to try to find keep talking. I'll have the picture sent to me.
I mean, she could have been, she could have been like pre-K or something.
Nah, that's too old for him. That's too old.
That's too old. Oh God. All right, so let's move on to the other night.
Bob Feinstein, fuck you.
Oh.
I just had to get that off my chest.
I was actually waiting for that. That actually took longer than expected. The other night, Joe knows this because he's the one that pointed it out, that the Honky Tonk Man decided to go on his Facebook Live from a hotel room and do a nice little Q&A with everybody but me and Joe.
No, you forgot. It was the after party at the Hilton or whatever.
Oh, yeah, all right, whatever. Sorry.
That's what he wrote.
The after party.
During
the week.
The after party.
I believe it was the Best Western, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. The after party.
Yeah, he's not going for more than $80 a night, believe me.
Well, I have the Best Western down the block. There ain't no after partying going on there.
A fucking loser.
He was the only guy at the party. Huh?
So, yeah, it was a solo party.
So Honky Tonk Man actually has faith in good wrestlers. He once told this guy, Bobby G, that he can be world champion.
Who could be world champion?
Bobby G.
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Joe knows Bobby G.
I don't know.
What's fucking... I'm trying to think of his fucking name.
Honky Tonk Man will say anything if you pay him enough.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, but when I was young, I remember meeting Honky Tonk, and he was such a dick.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
Yeah,
really?
changed.
He's in the business. I'm in the business for 40 years. That just means you're a dick for 40 years.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I remember he, because my dad is actually pretty good friends with Bam Bam Bigelow.
Mm-hmm.
So Bam Bam Bigelow, when I was a kid, he invited us to. I forgot what the fucking where it was. It was somewhere in New York. It wasn't the Intrepid. I know one time we went to the Intrepid with him, but we went to the event pretty much, whatever. And what ended up happening was like Honky Tonk was like a dick towards my pop, and my pop was like, fuck. And he was ready to fight him. And Honky Tonk now was like, oh shit, this motherfucker's gonna kill me. And then when everybody, I was a kid at this time, so I'm just in my head, I'm like, damn, why is he gonna beat up Honky Tonk Man? You know what I mean? And then like when people like started separating them, that's when Honky Tonk Man got really tough.
Oh, of
like,
course.
That's something that always fit around by too. Like, he's a pussy.
Yeah, they always
Oh
get
my
tough
God,
when
he's
they always
tough
get
when
tough
you
when
back
there's
him
was
up.
15 people holding your back when you're not
Yeah,
the
I
one
was
that,
like, oh
when
my
he's the one
God.
that needed the protection.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so
That's
he
what Kevin's going to do when he sees Huntsman. He's going to be tough when that big black guy is holding Kevin back. He's like, I'll beat you up.
yeah, if he could pull himself away from the females in the freaking other room.
All I know is he's going to make a fortune with Gorgeous George, and you don't have a.
Shut up, you moron. He's such a dick. Anyway, let's get back to the hockey talk, man. So he's on his Facebook Live, and Joe and I are trying to beat him into talking about the Karen Q situation where he called her a cunt. And he's literally, you can see he's reading it, and he's just waiting for the next question to pop up after that, ignoring us. And
he answered one of my questions.
What, about Dylan?
Yeah, definitely one.
Yeah. So, but then he continues. He goes on and he brings up Jake the Snake Roberts. Now he's doing a signing coming up with Jake there with him, and he is trashing Jake Roberts, calling him a crackhead. He needs to stay off the pipe. He got fat. He gained all his weight back. So much for DDP Yoga. And then he goes on and trashes DDP Yoga, basically saying, we don't need the Betty Ford Clinic because any problem you have, just call DDP and do DDP Yoga. I mean, he's just literally trashing Jake Roberts and DDP Yoga. And then claims that Jake Roberts called him one day of a show that he didn't show up, crying. And he was like, he was crying like a big old baby, crying worse than Bobby Fulton.
Oh, God.
He just fucking trashed Bobby Fulton.
Can you really say that?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
His son is his agent.
And his son books him. What? You literally can't make this shit up with the people that are from the wrestling community down in that area. They're just morons.
Oh, they're fucking delusional as fuck.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You want to call Tom right now? Tell him that we're Ricky from RGP Promotions instead of booking.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Did you expect somebody to say no to that?
Never call him up.
No, I'm not calling him. I'm not calling him. I hate that
Give me his
guy.
number. I'll fucking call him.
I hope to give it to you.
Are you really calling him?
Should I say it on
Hello,
the
it's me, Ricky the Greg.
We should have Jeff
Should I
call
say it
him.
on-
That was good. I already called him something.
Yeah, I know. You told him to eat a dick.
Hey, Honky, this is Ricky the Greg. I really need you. Philadelphia, this Saturday.
Joe, that's great.
Oh, God.
No, for real, you guys want? For real, you want to call him?
No.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Let me get his phone number.
Holy shit. This is gonna be...
365 Damage Radio.
Oh, shut up, idiot. Don't even say that out loud. That's all I need.
Calling.
That's all I need. It'll be on Facebook Live from his after party at Denny's.
Who's calling?
You! I already have like 12 people on one line.
You big fat meatball.
Hey,
Joe, you have the voice down
You know
pat,
what?
buddy.
Joe,
What?
hey,
It's me, Ricky the Greg.
Joe, you know what? Rob Fury puts on a better show than you.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah? Who said that? Fucking that big smelly meatball from New York, Dave Boots.
He's not even.
I'm not from New York anymore, buddy.
I was gonna say he doesn't even live
That's
in New
what
York.
Bobby Fulton said. I'm not the one saying this.
It's like I don't know how you people drive up there in the Northeast. God bless. You gotta be like a
Like
NASCAR
a
driver.
goddamn NASCAR driver.
I ain't booked. I ain't booked, Joey. I ain't booked.
Is anybody calling Ricky?
No, we don't want him on the line to be like, "Stop burying me, Bellini."
Why are you guys trashing me for? It's no BS.
Oh God.
I like Ricky. He reminds me of from The Simpsons, Bart's friend with the glasses, fucking
Milhouse.
Yeah. Milhouse, yeah. He reminds me of
He
Milhouse.
looks like him.
He's a good dude, though. He's a good
Albert,
dude.
leave your name, your number, and a brief message. I will return the call as soon as I can. Thank you and have a good day.
The hell was that?
At the tone, please record your message.
Who's
When you
this?
finish recording, you may hang up or press
Oh, is that
1
Richie?
for more options.
Hey, Richie, this is Bobby Fulton. I heard you were talking trash about me once again. And you get this message coming back. I'm going to come up to the Philadelphia this weekend. So we can have a spike down. I'm going to lay the smack down on you with my boy Honky Tonk, man. So give me a call back. And Brooke will not work for you no more. And that's no BS. Oh, my God.
I can't.
Oh, man, fucking Millhouse. So what
Oh,
happened with Brooke?
I think, what happened, Mooch? We lost you?
What is you fucking asked to do now? That fucking muffin man.
Oh my God!
You guys better stop picking on Richie. He's a good guy. First of all, who's seen that photo going around? Because that was the funniest message I got today.
Which one?
The milking one?
Oh my God! Did you do that? That was absolutely priceless. Dude, I just
photo?
sent it a few minutes ago on Facebook. On see it, dude. Priceless.
Mooch, did I send that to you?
No. Look, if you could look at your thing right now, your inbox, you'll definitely laugh your ass off.
Oh wait, hold on.
Can I get something in my inbox? I want to see what the hell we're looking at.
That's what she said. That's what got Enzo in trouble.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, really.
How you doing?
I got put it in your inbox. How you doing?
Unbelievable. That's
Oh
funny.
my God, where the hell is that picture? Oh.
That is pretty funny.
All right, here we go. This is going to Mooch. You got that one, and let's go. All I know is only thing exchanged that Banks and I have on private message is so inappropriate. The shit he sends, the shit you send me, so disgusting. All
Dude,
right.
did you see it or no? Were you able to view that?
I just sent it to everybody. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's great.
I love this picture.
Did you see the
You know
cap?
this is one, right?
Did you see the caption?
Yeah. I just read the caption. That is great.
Oh my
How do we
God.
show this to all the audience members?
Oh God. I don't know if that's a good idea. That might be terrible. Mooch, you still there?
I can hear it already.
Yeah, I'm
I can
here.
hear
All
Rich
right.
already later on.
Did you get the picture?
Yeah, I got it. It's funny.
I was actually
Don't
waiting
BS,
for
it's
I was
nothing
actually
but-
waiting for Bellini to post it because usually anything I send him and I say I don't want to post it, he usually posts it 5 minutes later.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, something like that can't be posted.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't post it. But if you'd like it to send to anybody that would, go right ahead.
And that's I love that it says, and that's no BS.
That is pretty funny.
All right. So since we're talking about RDP and his his most recent, I don't even know what you call it, stupidity that went on yesterday.
Booking spasm.
Oh my God. So, I had a conversation with him last night, and I said, look, you might not care about what fans think, you might not care what they say, but it's all about image. And you need to, not saying you need to worry about what people think, but you should actually listen sometimes what people think and what people say and their opinions. But the whole thing that went on, he had Brooke, then he didn't have Brooke. Brooke's going on her own, sharing a table with Taryn Terrell. But he should have explained it. He should have explained it from the beginning and just put it flat out that said, I'm no longer bringing in Brooke, but Brooke will be at WrestleCon at her own table with Taryn Terrell, the end. but instead he just said she's no longer coming to WrestleCon with RDP, and then he named his